the 5 biggest traps that all new players in Mech Arena must absolutely avoid at all costs. If you feel like I miss any, by the way, go ahead and plop them down below in the comments. But for me, get a load of this, man. Mistake number 1 is going to be ranking up crap, but not just ranking up crap, but just stuff in general. Aegis is a great mech. I took it up to 5 stars. I spent those A coins instead of using those A coins to be advancing in my gear hub. The most embarrassing one of all, though, that I ranked on up. Where is he? Oh yes, my little 4-star slingshot. What the hell was I even thinking, dude? What a huge waste of A coins that was. Just doesn't make any sense at all. What you want to be doing instead is going into the gear hub and unlocking mech upgrades and even some A coin weapons potentially along the way as well to at least get yourself up towards gear hub tier 7. And then once you're in gear hub tier 7, it's a matter of saving those A coins to dump on big important mechs, some of the best mechs in the game in Sage and Eclipse, right? You're gonna need A coins along the way as well to buy things like aegis and stuff if you're like still a brand new player, and then to advance through the other gear hub stages as well. So don't be doing what I did. Don't be upgrading stuff from lower gear hubs and ranking things on up. It's almost always a waste of time if your goal, at least, is to get towards the more advanced stuff. Mistake number 1.5, and this is for the very beginner players. If you haven't started off your account with the beginner promo link, then you absolutely must get that done. You can use my beginner promo link that's down below at the top of the video description box to jumpstart your account with a free epic pilot in the form of Maverick, a couple of EM Rifle 6s, and the rare Stalker mech, right? All kinds of freebies just by signing up and creating a new Mech Arena account by using the promo link that's down below at the top of the description box, man. As soon as you're done with the tutorial, all of those freebies are going to show up on your account. And this right here is the web page that link down below will take you to. Use this page to sign up and create your new Mech Arena account, and from there, you can't go wrong, man. You're going to be off to an incredible start. Mistake number 2, and this is one that you can make once again when advancing in your gear hub. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the cryo launchers as an example weapon right here, because I actually did this right on my account accidentally, but I did it right. So in the earliest weeks of your account, or the earliest months of your account, you're going to have a bunch of mechs that are rocking 16 energy. Why is that important? Well, it means that you might want to rock a couple of cryo launcher 8s on that 16 energy mech, because 2 8s make 16, and so you're using all of the energy, right? Except for one thing, cryo launcher 8s cost A coins, and A coins are of course the much more premium currency in this game when it comes to unlocking things in your gear hub, barring cash, that is the most premium currency of all, but I digress. And so why is it a mistake to pick up the cryo launcher 8s, generally speaking, for newer players when you're advancing the gear hub? Well, because you can buy the cryo launcher 6s over here for credits, and then you can simply buy the cryo launcher 10s in the next gear hub tier also for credits. The resultant 16 energy loadout being basically just as effective as dual wielding a couple of cryo launcher 8s, except you only spend credits to get the 6s and the 10s instead of blowing A coins on the cryo launcher 8s. This is one of those kind of nasty traps or nasty mistakes that new players can kind of bundle into. It's not the biggest deal in the world, I guess, if you do make this mistake. But as a new player, this is kind of the game just preying on your ignorance, right? As a new player, like, you don't know how valuable A coins are. You don't know how long these cryo launcher 8s are going to last you on your account. For all you know, these are really good, and maybe you'll be stuck in gear hub tier 4 for a long time, you know? There's just a lot of things that you don't know as a new player, you know what I mean? And so it's common to be baited into picking these things up, whereas really spending credits for a 16 energy loadout, if you can pull that off with your weapons of choice, then that is almost always going to be your preferable option. Same thing goes as well, by the way, just a more expensive example with the revokers. The revoker 6s and the revoker 10s, they both cost credits. Good times. Revoker 8s, A coins. Okay, so you're almost always better picking up the 6s and then eventually the 10s once you get to gear hub tier 6. And the 8s, you can take it or leave it, you know? New player trap number 3 is going to be not just ranking stuff up, but also taking, for example, the EM Rifle 6s, which you can get completely for free on your account by signing up using my beginner promo link down below. Don't be ranking these things up though. Don't be putting resources into leveling these things up, ranking these things up in particular. Just because they're legendary doesn't mean that they're not going to drop off eventually. These things are going to slaughter your opposition, right? In the first like month or so of your account, they're going to be incredibly good, and that's why they're so good to get your account off to a good start via my promo link. However, they do drop off. They drop off quite precipitously, right? As soon as you're facing up against higher rank opponents, well then all of a sudden you're going to start going up against modded enemies. What does that mean? It means that your enemies are going to be spawning in with mods on their 6-star mechs, and yeah, they have multi-layered shields. What does that mean? It means that they're going to absorb multiple shots from your long reload time single shot weapons, and it's going to be a huge pain. So like these single shot weapons, man, things like EM rifles, things like even long arms, I believe, like in the not so distant past in this game, it could have been worth it to have some long arms, to actually use some long arms in your loadout for a little while as you're progressing through the game. But as soon as you're up against any kind of enemies that are starting to pack multi-layered shields and just mods in general, your single shot weapons and slow reload single shot weapons like EM rifles are going to drop off big time. Might be legendary, but my god, they're going to do nothing against, you know, a nomad with shield mods, right? Multi-layer shields. Next up, we've got buying mechs that suck, aka Brickhouse. As far as I can understand, it's like the worst legendary mech in the game. You can get it for like 900,000 credits, and so it's only credits, I guess, but even still, just be very careful about what mechs you are buying. Make sure that you do your research as a new player before buying on stuff. A mech that I skipped out completely on, even though Sentinel, okay, he gives some stars towards advancing your gear hub. You can spend the credits on a Sentinel just to get the stars to rank up your gear hub, and that's fine. Don't be expecting to get good value out of this guy, man. This guy's not great. He's kind of marketed in the gear hub as like the next hop up or like the next upgrade to Aegis. Look at his shield health. 25,000? Dude, he's got like 90k starting health, okay? His shield is tiny. It's not effective at all compared to the Aegis that you get in the tier before. Aegis just cost A coins, but he's one of those mechs that you actually do want to push for. It's like a free-to-play player, or like it's a beginner play, you know? He's going to be like the first big milestone mech that makes a big splash on your account. Aegis's dome shield is just, it's got a long duration. It's got 430,000 health. Like, what are we even talking about? It's so incomparable to the next mech in line, the Sentinel, that there's going to be some mechs like Sentinel where it's kind of obvious that you shouldn't be investing in these guys. Who plan on buying them, let it be just to be advancing your gear hub, and definitely don't be expecting to use them. That might be a video type that I make kind of soon, actually, just talking about mechs that are not that great, and people can be baited into buying, which is fine for advancing the hub, but definitely don't be expecting to get real value out of these guys. More often than not, they can be considered a little bit of a resource sink and a little bit of a bait mech for new players, which I'm still fairly new at the game myself, and so I'm trying not to fall into these traps myself as well, and a lot of this is just based on my research on the game that I do sort of off camera, you know. The next mistake that we're going to cover is a real easy one to make, and one that I'm trying to stop myself from making in recent times, and that is frankly pushing too high in tournaments, right? 6 days out of the week, there's going to be a tournament active, right? A new tournament heat every single day, and you're going to be starting off in the novice bracket, okay? What that means is that your bot opponents are not going to be very strong. It means that your the mechs that you're matched up with are by and large not going to be super strong. The enemy player mechs, that is, and you're generally going to have a good time in the novice tournament. Professional, not much more difficult, to be honest. You're going to kind of clap some cheeks in professional as well, as long as you're playing relatively safe and you've got reasonable loadouts going on. Expert, things get a little bit tougher. Anything master and beyond, if you're a newer player in Mech Arena, I'd say just don't even bother. Either stop playing the game completely once you get in expert bracket and just take a break for the final few days of the tournament. Don't bother. Or even better, what you can do is just play one game in the tournament, okay? So you just get like a very small amount of tournament points, and then just don't touch the game and literally let yourself finish very low in the tournament, and you'll eventually fall into the demotion tier and you get knocked down a tournament tier, right? So if things are getting too difficult in the tournament and you're really struggling, and it's just noticeable for you that your opponents are just getting way too strong, you can just tank your tier by one difficulty level, right? And you can get knocked down from expert back down to professional. Or if you accidentally push into master, you know, you do really well in expert tournament, you don't want to be in master, the games are just rough, you play 2 or 3 games, they go horribly. Just stop. Don't force yourself, man. Let yourself get demoted back down to expert, and then you can play in the tournament heat the next day and hopefully clock in on some of those lovely A-coin rewards and try and finish first place in expert bracket, you know. Master and Grandmaster, it's for the sweats and the whales and the players who are just better than you, because that's also going to be a thing as well, of course, you know. And that's what I got, man. I think that's my biggest new player traps that you're going to be looking out for as a beginner player in Mech Arena. What do you guys think? Did I miss anything off of this list that you would recommend that new players absolutely keep their hands off of and stay away from on the new player accounts? That would really harm their progress, right? Let everybody know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, why not subscribe to the channel? We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. It's getting very, very exciting, getting very, very close at this point over here. So I'm glad to have everybody who does decide to hit that subscribe button. It really does mean a lot. Hey man, if you're looking to start off a new Mech Arena account, then the best possible way to do that is by using my beginner promo link, which you can find down below, as always, at the top of the video description box. Hit that link, use it to create a new account for the best start possible in Mech Arena. Thanks for watching. Do please enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm going to catch all of you guys just a tad bit later, man.